So, most of your current financial patterns are inherited not from your people, but from repetition, meaning you don't sit down and design them, you just repeat them, right? And repetition is what turns behavior into blueprint, not what you intend, but rather what you repeat. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Breakthrough Bestie podcast. My name is Angela Brock, and I am your host. Listen, we are continuing the series where we're talking about those invisible money leaks. So if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I encourage you to go back and watch them because today we are talking about how patterns form without permission and how they become your financial blueprint. So let's just get into it, right? Think about your current financial habits, right? Think about the order in which your money leaves, the subscriptions that renew automatically, the way that you respond to stress. Think about the way that you even handle extra income or even unexpected expenses. You don't sit down and then consciously design most of that. Meaning you just repeat whatever has worked for you in the past, or you repeat what you were shown. Whatever may feel necessary or normal in that moment, you just repeat it. And over time, repetition removes the need for decision about those things. And this is how patterns are formed without your permission. So, in my neighborhood, we have a trail that is broken up by a large field. And in order for me to catch the trail, whether I'm walking or riding my bike, you have to cross this field. And over time, we noticed that nothing much has changed, right? We saw people, myself included, crossing from one part of the trail to the other through this field, and there was no major change. But over time, we started to notice that a trail was forming, right? Nobody officially paved a way for us to get from one part of the trail to the next. Nobody created it. Just over time, because many people repeated walking from one part of the trail to the other through this field, a path formed. Well, a financial blueprint works the same way. The more a decision is repeated, the less it feels like a decision. It's not an intentional thing that is created, it's just the way you do things. And once something feels normal, it stops even being questioned. And this is how the patterns that are being developed or created become permanent. And here's the deal, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. Patterns feel safe, right? They remove the effort, they remove friction, they do what need to be done, right? They remove the need for you to have to evaluate every choice. And when your life is busy and you are handling all the responsibilities of other things, that efficiency is helpful every single time. But here is the problem, right? Efficiency without evaluation locks in outcomes. Meaning, if the pattern maintains your life, it will keep maintaining it. If the pattern limits your margin, it will keep limiting it. Not because you can't change, but because nothing has interrupted the repetition. So, in this particular series, or on this channel, or just in coaching general, we talk a lot about the BW3s, right? Blueprint, balance, and buffer. So, your blueprint is built through repetition. Balance is shaped by repeating or the repetition that gets reinforced, right? And then there's your buffer that is built or even eroded, either way, depending on the season that you're in, by what you repeatedly prioritize. It's not in the one big decisions, it's not in the bad months, right? It is what is reinforced consistently. And reinforcement is quiet, it doesn't announce itself, it just repeats, right? I want you to think about how many things in your life are on auto renew, right? There are the subscriptions, there are insurances, memberships, services. They don't require any thought, any action on your part, they just continue. Your financial patterns operate the same way. If you don't intentionally interrupt them, they will auto renew month after month, year after year. Even if your goals change, even if your income changes, even if you want something different, because patterns don't update themselves, you have to update them. Meaning, if you don't want to wake up one day and realize, like, or say, I did not mean to live life this way, or I didn't plan this outcome rather. That is true. You didn't plan it. You just repeated into it. And that repetition became structure, not because you lack discipline, but because repetition builds structure faster than intention, unless the intention interrupts that pattern. So I want you to think about what we've talked about and then just ask yourself this question. What financial behaviors have I been repeating so long that I stopped questioning them? What feels normal that I've never intentionally evaluated? And then ask yourself, where has repetition quietly become my blueprint? Here's the deal. Repetition doesn't ask for permission, it builds structure automatically. And here is the shift or the power in this particular shift. If repetition created the pattern, then repetition can redirect it. You don't need a dramatic overhaul, right? You just need consistent interruption, consistent redirection, consistent reinforcement of a new path. Because just like the trail formed in the grass, a new trail can form financially too, but only if you walk it repeatedly. Make sense? Good. Here is your anchor line. Repetition creates your blueprint, and intentional repetition is how you change it. Because once you recognize that patterns formed without permission, the next step is to learn how to intentionally reclaim the direction, not through force, but through design. If this video has helped you to see your money differently, subscribe and also share it with someone else who would find value in it. Because we want you and whoever you share this with to continue building habits that lead to real wealth. Remember these two things. One, breakthrough starts when you decide to take control. And then two, wealth is not built by accident, it is built by the decisions that you make today. I'll see you next time.